Hey guys, and welcome back to this video. So now in this particular video we are going to learn about states and hooks concept. In the previous video we used the state for something like this way, but we need to understand a little bit more on that side. Also, we are going to use a text input component so that you will be able to understand how exactly the text input are actually going to be working. And for that we are mostly use a state, you can say the hooks. Let's get started. Okay, now what I will do, I will just create a page here for text input dot js. We have another approach to shortcut key, or you can say RNSF, and this will be create a React component which with view and text. Also it's create a by default function for you, as well as a style component, as well as importing as well. So this is an amazing thing for you, RNSF, so you can use it. All right, now let's get started into it and let's work on it. Now what exactly we are doing here, first of all we need to create a use state, one kind of variable. So for that we can just say const message and set message. Okay, now this message will, we know that use a state there, and we have a default value which is empty string. You can put a default value as input array, or something like input like empty object or something like that, or what kind of data type you wanted to set by default to both of these variables. It's on your side, but now we are learning about the text input, so that I just put the empty string so that we can put a value for the text input as a default is empty. Okay, now let's get started and let's see how exactly the things are actually going to be working with. Okay, now what will I do? First I will create a container so that I can apply it to this site container, and inside this container I will apply a flex 1, then padding. Okay, we know that we have a screen, so we don't need padding top. Let's go with align items, and I will put align items as a center. Okay, all the things I wanted to into the center, not just on justify, but I want it onto the center. Now next thing about it is that I want it in a better background color. So what I will do, first let's run the application by calling itself. I will just go on app.js and I will just delete it, put text input, close it, save it. Let me just run it again. Okay, npm start. Okay, wait for some time until they'll load all the things. Okay, no, it doesn't take too much time. It just takes some of a couple of seconds so that it can be ready to optimize. Okay, so until then we are going for the text input. Okay, you can just change your background color, changing the things which you wanted to do. And until they started, let me just go give you a look of React Native text input so that you can understand it, how exactly the things are actually going to be working. Now this is our text input, which contains a style, on change text, values, and some of properties like a placeholder and keyboard type numeric, or you have a lot more things inside it, and you just need to go with the documentations and all these things. If you wanted to use a multi-line as well, you can just set your max length, editable, and the couple of changes you wanted to go for. Use multi-line placeholder. Yeah, that's the whole properties which you can see here, and obviously you can use it. You just need to go through with the documentation. Text input is also cool, but we are not using too much on the text input because we are not creating apps like creating a blog for admin panel in Android. So we don't require a heavy text input users. We are just using a text input to get a basic data from the user, so we are not touching that much onto that side. Okay, oh, let me just see it how it's running or not. Okay, now here is the properties like username, autocorrect, autofocus, blur on submit, clear button mode, yeah, passwords and all other things, which we will going to talk about in when we are like creating a heavy applications. But for now, just understand the basic things. Okay, so this is our text input. Okay, so we are trying to cover maximum basic things inside the text input so that you will able to understand. Now here you can see that our application is running and it's fully widescreen because it doesn't contain anything else. So what I will do, I will just apply the styles to this styles dot container. And now what I will do, I will try to change a color of background color of it. Control C and Control V, save it. You can see this color is actually going to be changing, and that's yeah, it's good. And I wanted to just increase the okay, I wanted to increase this padding, so I will go on to the screen.js. It's like 22 so that it would be nicer. Okay, go back to the text input. Now here what I want to do, I just wanted to do understand the text input. I don't need text right now. I'm just applying a text input there. So text input. This is a self-closing tag, so you can just apply the properties here. First property which you need to pass is the value. Okay, so this is the value which is a by default value for me, and I'm setting it for the by default. Second is a placeholder. So some people are like to go for a placeholder. Enter message. Okay, I'm just going with the short form so that it may not take too much time. If I just apply it here, you will see there is nothing, any properties actually going to be applied here. Now why this thing is going to be happen, because we are not styled yet. We are not decided that how much height and how much width we are going to be set up there, right? So for that we can just set up input here. I will put a height of a 40. I will put a width in a pixels, but I want to put width in a percentage. Why? My width will be 100%, right? It is 100%. I want 80% of the screen. So how are we gonna do it? I will just put 80%. Save it. And oh, we just need to apply it like style equals to styles dot input. Save it. Okay, it's not going to be applied. Why it's not going to be applied? Just because we haven't imported yet. Okay, so that's my text input app, and here I just need to go back here. Text input app. Okay, now let's save this, go back to the text input and save it. Okay, and let's try to import this text input. Okay, save it. Okay, so it's now applied. Let me just yeah, refresh this so that it will able to refreshing it. Okay, my emulator is going to be hanging up, so that's why. Let me just give me some time. I will just check it out. Okay. Okay, so now it's running, and you can see this is a placeholder. Enter a message there, and we can type something here, but it's not going to be working pretty fine. We will understand those concepts, but before that, we what we need to do is that we need to set a background color for it. Okay, for this input we need to set a background color. Now I will put it background color, and it may be white, or you can use the hexa code as well. You can see this. Now we want margin top there, right? Margin top with 50. You can put 150, whatever you wanted to go for. Next thing, which is a border. Now here is the border, like you can put border width or something here, border width, which is 0.1, and you can put border color is proper black /000. Save it. Oh, okay, let's put border 1 pixels. Yeah, it's now totally applied. And here we can put one more thing, which is border radius. This is an amazing thing about it. Okay, now it looks pretty well. I hope so. You got the idea of how exactly the text input actually going to be working. You can put a styles there so that you can design it, and there are a couple of things are actually present inside it. Some people are like to design a text input in a more better way than me. It's completely fine. You can go for it. Okay, now whatever we want to do here is that we applied a placeholder, we applied a value as empty, but we wanted to change the value as well. Once I try to insert a message like a Sanket or anything else, I want to change the particular value as well. So how are we going to do that? For that, you just need to set a particular variable for this particular value. So what I will do, I will just put message. Now the value will be the message, which is here, which is by default empty string. And yes, it's not working also because we have a by default value of empty, and value we know that the empty. But on change, there is a thing on change text. I can set message. Okay, on change text we can set a message, and here is the point. If I try to insert something, you will see those are working pretty well. Okay, we can insert things inside it. Okay, I hope you got the point. And inside it I need to just set a padding there so that we can go with a more better way as well. Padding which is at 10. Save it. Okay, I hope now you got the point. Yes, of course. Yes. So here is a Sanket, and it's at the good position, right? We can insert this. But did you understand the on text, what exactly the on change text are actually does? It just takes a get a text and set it to this particular variable. Okay, and yeah, it's working so much similar because it's a state management tool. We are using a use state, so that's why it's working. Okay, in case if you wanted to change, go for on change, then you must need to accept the text, sorry, and yeah, then we need to use a text there. And if I just delete this, okay, invalid props the value of a message. On changes, I think so, on change property is not working with it. Fail to type prop of value object at expected string. Okay, so whatever we're getting is not exactly a string, and that's why it gives us an error. And most of the time we are accepting the text as well, and that's where we can set message. Okay, save it. I hope you got the point about it. And once we try to understand a little bit more about it, like keyboard type, numeric, and placeholder. Okay, let's try to keyboard type as well. Keyboard type, there are a lot more properties are actually presented. Okay, you can see this URL, numpad. If I just put a number pad there, once I try to click on it, I will get just a number pad. If I try to put something else like URL, web search, you know, pad or something, email address, then I will get a different keypad there. I will get with @ sign. All right. So there is a thing which is going to be presented inside it. Okay, and there are some of more properties like a password protected and some of this. Let me just password rules, I think so. No, I think something is like hidden password safety or something is there. Well, we are talking about that in some of couple of videos, but don't worry, just try to be understand this is a basic things about the text input, but you just need to design those things which you wanted to design and you wanted to use a text input. There are some of more things I want to show to you is that text, and here what I want to print, um, this is let's say this is what's the message, save it, and in the next I will put text, and inside here I will put set message save. Okay, not this, I will just put message. All right, okay, now I will do, once I try to type something, you will see the changes here. Okay, so this is the amazing thing about the hooks and state management things in a text input, but we have a different approach to do the deal with those kind of things, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Okay, we will look out in some of couple of lectures so that you will understand and you will get a better result onto it, and you can just go with you can do your hands dirty with it, and yeah, that's completely fine. Okay, so hope you guys, I will see you in the next one. Let's catch up in the next one.